whenever you wanted to talk, unmute and talk so that recording will be good. Okay. Fine. So in yesterday's session, we discussed about vendor invoice and vendor payment. In today's session, we'll see automatic payment program. So it is called as APP, automatic payment program. So for this, the configuration part is FBZP. APP run will be F110. So what is automatic payment program? If for payments for outgoing payment, we have below options. 1. You can make the payment through F-3, F-53, single payment without check. You can make single payment with check. You can make F110 multiple payments with multiple checks. So that means if you want to make vendor payment more than one vendor at a time, then you can go with F110. So for this, there is a required configuration to be done. We'll do the required configuration and then we'll proceed with automatic payment run. In SAP bank account, before I do these steps, I'm going to do the bank accounting. So in SAP particularly, there is a term called house bank. House bank is nothing but, for example, Maruti company is having bank account in, for example, say Axis Bank. So Axis Bank will be created as a house bank. Axis Bank will be created as a house bank. Assume that Axis Bank, Maruti company is also using another bank, say Citibank. So Citibank also will be created as a house bank. So in other words, house bank is nothing but if the company is dealing their business transaction through any bank, that particular bank will be created as a house bank in SAP. If you are dealing with multiple banks, so all those banks will be created in SAP as a house bank. Okay. So the bank, for example, you have Citibank account and we have Citi and Axis. So in this, we can have multiple bank accounts. So first you will create Citibank as a house bank. Under that, assume that you have a current account. I will say some code. You just give some code. This is called as account ID. Account ID. So account ID is nothing but unique identification key. Identification key for that particular account, bank account. I will give this as a, for example, Citi, right? Citi current account. If you have multiple banks, then you get multiple bank accounts. You can say Citi savings account. If you have overdraft account, Citi OD. So likewise, we are going to create it. Similarly, if you have Axis Bank also, you can create Axis Bank as a house bank. Under that, you can create all this. For example, under Axis Bank, you have only say current account, only current account, then you can say Axis current account. So if you have multiple banks, those banks will be created as house bank. If you have multiple bank accounts in the one bank, then that will be account IDs. We'll be creating it as a account IDs. For these account IDs, we will as a GL accounts. Will as a GL accounts. So GL account will be linked with your account ID. For example, in this case, we have 3 account IDs. So 3 GL accounts will be there. 1:1. Account ID is to what is this? GL account. So 1:1. Okay. So in SAP particularly, whenever you create any bank account, I take Axis current account. Okay. So for this, we will be having 3 set of GL accounts. One is main bank, another one is outgoing bank and incoming bank. It's not bank, it's bank account. Okay. So for one bank or one bank account, for one bank or for one bank account, you have to have 3 GL accounts. One is for main bank, outgoing and incoming bank. Okay. So why this is required, I'll tell you. Whenever you are making payment for vendors, you use outgoing account. Whenever you are receiving payment from customer, you use bank account. Whenever you do BRS, bank reconciliation statement, that time these GL accounts will become 0, our values will be moved to main bank account. So these are nothing but adjustment accounts or interim accounts just for the posting purpose and for the BRS purpose. Okay. So what happens? For example, when you make the payment, for example, vendor payment, debit account, credit bank outgoing account. So this is at the time of payment, say 1,000. So this is at the time of payment, but at the time of BRS, the entry will be already bank account, outgoing account you credited, right? So now you debit bank outgoing account 1,000, credit main bank account 1,000. So your outgoing bank account here debit, here credit, so that gets nullified. Ultimate entry would be vendor account debit, main bank account credit. So this is required. See, whenever we are bringing any interim account or adjustment account, it is only for adjustment. Later point of time, that value will become 0. Okay, it will not have any value. Okay, so it is only for interim purpose. It should not contain any value at certain point of time. So this is the entry that we are going to generate. So normally this is at the time of vendor payment, and this will be at the time of BRS. Okay. So BRS, if you do the BRS, you can see this entry. If you don't do the BRS, you can only end up with this value. Okay. In some customers, they say that no, we don't want to use 3 GL accounts for one bank account. Let us use only one bank account. If they say that, that means they are not going to do the BRS. So they directly debit the main. They directly use the, instead of outgoing bank account, they will directly use main bank account. Okay, but most of the customers will go with 3 set of accounts for one bank account. So this is the configuration that we are going to do. Let us start. Go to FBZP. Select all company codes. New entries. Our company code is 1710. Sending company code give 1710. Paying company code 170. 1710. Sending company code is nothing but, for example, in a group, if you have more than one company code, so there is a possibility that one company code can ask another company code to make payment on your behalf. So such company will be called as sending company. So the company code that is requesting other company for making a payment is called as sending company. The paying company code is nothing but the company code that is actually making payment from their bank account is called as paying company code. In our scenario, we have only one company code, so we are using 1710 for both sending and paying company code. Even if you don't want to give sending company code, leave it blank. That doesn't matter. Rest is not required. See this special GL transactions to be paid. So we have special GL transactions. I will tell you what does it mean. Just give F and A. Otherwise, if you wanted to select from the list, press F4. We can select F and A. Okay. Select it, press enter, save it. Go back. Paying company codes. Click on new entries. 1710. Minimum amount for incoming payment, say 100. Minimum amount for outgoing payment, say 100. Click on forms. Payment advice. So payment advice is nothing but whenever you are making a payment to vendor, you have to tell him that against what are all invoices you are making this payment. You would have been purchased from that vendor more than 10 times or 20 times. So on total value, assume that, or say these 20 invoices, let us say 100 rupees each invoice. Okay. 20 into 100, 2000. Now you are making payment of only 1700. So you just need to tell him that these are the invoices that we are making payment as part of this payment run. So such information you need to send it to the vendor. Then only you will understand that yes, these are the invoices that I received the payment. These are the invoices yet to be received the payment. Okay, for that purpose, we will send out the payment advice to the vendor along with check. Whenever you are making a payment, either you will do the NEFT online, or you will send a list to the bank. From bank, they will debit your account and they will create the vendor account based on the details that we send out to the bank. Along with that, we will also send out a payment advice to the vendor directly, not to the bank. So for this, you can press F4. In order to print that form, let us take Go Germany payment advice note. Double click on this. Okay, take this payment advice. Click on sender details. So how do I know this ST and other stuff? If you wanted to see this, OBVU is the transaction code. Go to OBVU in another screen. Take 0001. Go to forms. You can take this form. Go to sender details. You can take standard company code given by SAP. So you can take those details. So what is this header, footer, signature? On this payment advice, header information should come, footer information should come. Okay. Authorized signatory information should come. So all this information should come, right? So that will come from the header, letter header, as well as footer information. So this is the standard text that is going to bring that details on the form. Save it. Payment method in country. So we are using IN, right? So go to new country, new entries, IN. I will give payment method some character you can give it. Okay, check, right? If I give C, I think many people would have been given it. So C may not be available. Let us say I'll give Q. Q also is there. Let's give G. E, F, I. So all are used already. Okay. H, A, L, M, N. Okay. So all are available. Let's go with 1, 2, 3. This also may not be available. Okay, no problem. So what you can do, go back, go to IN, give payment method Y. So inside this, let's see outgoing payments, check payment document KZ, because you are going to issue the check for the payment document. Whenever you are making a payment, that time only you are going to issue the check. Okay, so that is nothing but payment document. And this is for check outgoing payment. Here if you see, use classic payment medium programs. So this is the program to print the check. So this program will help you to create the check. And there is a printer called, so in this you just give LIST 1S. Okay, so whenever you are doing practice, initially maybe you can refer my company code. If still have any doubt, refer 0001 or 1000 company code. Okay, that will be clear to you. So this is the printer that you have to maintain in order to print that particular check. This is the program that will help you to create the print, create the check. Double click on currencies allowed, leave it blank, nothing else is required, save it. So assume that we are going to use payment method Y. Okay. So if you go here, for example, you wanted to make sure that whenever you are issuing a check, at least you need certain details from vendor. So let us say bank details. At least you need bank account number is mandatory. Okay. If you wanted to say street, post box number, any of this is required, you can make it as a required field. If you say, if you deselect it, this is not required. Bank details I selected as a required. So account number I wanted to have it in vendor master. If any vendor is not having account number, his bank account number in our books, so we are not going to issue the check. That is what indirectly we are telling to the system. Okay. So I want account number for every vendor in my books of accounts. Then only I can make the payment. Save it. Go back. Payment methods in company code. This was in country. This is in company code. This is specific to our company code now. Go to new entries. Company code is 1710. Payment method Y we have created. Amount limits. What is the maximum amount you wanted to keep it for check payment? So let us say minimum amount you can give 100. Maximum amount you can give 10 nines. Press enter. Go to form data. This is to print the check. This form is not for payment medium for check. Okay. So take this name, or even if you can go to F4, Germany, check right. Let us say. Or international, you can go check with check management. Okay. So you can go to international. Again, I will go. Otherwise, you can remember that international, you can see check with check management. So this is the form name to create check. Okay. In previous screen, we have given the program name to create the check. So this is the form this is the form that will be used for the printing the check. Okay. But it is not a program. This is just a form. Drawer on the form, you can give Marty Chennai, the authorized signatory, general manager, finance. Okay, so this will appear on the form. Click and save it. Go back. It is now bank determination. Before you do this step, you have to have house banks. So go to house banks. This is your company code 1710. Click on new entries. House bank. Let us say Axis I wanted to go. Axis bank entry. So if this you can see, before you create any house bank, remember before you create any house bank, there is a transaction code called FI01. FI01. It is called as bank key. So bank key, it contains bank, branch, address detail. Okay. So first you have to create bank key and then attach it to house bank. So I will go to another screen, or if you wanted to give from here also, that is fine. Let us give IN and click on create button. So IN is already there. Just give bank key, Axis Bank. Let us try to, let me give, okay, I just given bank key. So where do you get this bank key information? Where do you get this bank key information? So this bank key information you will get when you open an account in that particular bank and in that particular branch. So whatever details are there on your checkbook, so in that if you can see all these details will be available. Okay. So with that, normally whenever you are creating any house bank or any information, you are collecting this data from the customer. You are not putting anything on your own. You are collecting this information from the customer. Based on that data only, you are keeping it here. These are all customer relevant data. We are not keeping any data on our own. Okay. So even bank also, you should not supposed to keep anything on your own. Since it is a demo system and training system, I can do whatever I want. But in real time, you have to ask him what are the fields you wanted to, what are the fields that you need to create a bank key. You have to ask them first. Along with bank key, you also have to ask other details to create bank account, house bank, other stuff. I have given just house Axis Bank. Click on create. Axis Bank. Ambattur branch. Ambattur city, Chennai. branch. There will be shift code also. I will give just Axis Bank. Press enter. Save it. So we have just created. Axis Bank. Go to account, bank account. Click on new entries. Account ID. Let us say Axis C. C for current account. Okay. Maximum you can give 5 characters. Give description Axis Bank. Bank account number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here I can give some dummy number, but in real time take a real time number. Currency INR. You can see bank branch details is now available. Bank GL account. Okay. So let us go to FS00. FS00. Settings. Hierarchy display. I wanted to see it in hierarchy. Display accounts in hierarchy. Go back and come again. You can see in this way. Okay. So right now we have cash and bank. In this I have created 1 lakh 100. So I'll leave it as it is. I'm going to create one more. So remember always your main bank account end with 0. Outgoing bank account end with 2. Incoming bank account end with 1. Okay. Keep this. Generally we follow in training. I follow this way. In real time also most of the people will follow in this way. Maybe some customers they go with for incoming payment last digit is 2, for outgoing payment last digit is 1. So it depends. Okay. But here we'll go in this format. So I wanted to create one more GL account. 1,110,000. Click on copy as so that it will be copied. Just put Axis Bank. This is main bank. Okay. I'm not giving anything else. Press enter, save it. So I have to have incoming and outgoing for the same one. So one will be for incoming. Access. Incoming. You can mention clearing upon incoming. Press enter, save it. One more bank account. Ignore that warning message. One more bank account. Click on copy as 2 for outgoing, not incoming, outgoing. Rest all is same. Save it. So I have Axis Bank main account, Axis Bank incoming, Axis Bank outgoing. So you are creating house bank, right? So in this house bank, you have to give main bank account. You have to give main bank account. So take that GL account and press enter. Save it. So this is the place where you give the main bank account. Save it. Now we have house bank. So house bank is in place. Go back. Go to bank determination now. Go to our company code 1710. Ranking order. Click on new entries. Payment method we have created Y. So take Y. Currency INR. Ranking order 1. House bank access. Payment method Y. Currency INR. Ranking order 1. House bank access. Save it. Select this one. Go to bank accounts. Click on new entries. House bank access. Payment method Y. Currency. I am not giving currency here. I am leaving currency as a blank. Account. What is the account ID? The Axis C. That is what the account ID. What is the GL account? Outgoing bank account. So this setting is for outgoing bank account. Select your Axis Bank outgoing bank GL account. Center. So I have given currency blank because if the customer is having, so not customer, if the vendor is having a bank account, for example, you wanted to make the payment. So why I am keeping this currency field as a blank? For example, you want to make a payment using this Axis Bank other than INR currency. So in such cases also system will allow you to make the payment if you keep it blank. If you keep it INR, then if you wanted to make other than INR currency, then you have to come here and you have to make another entry. For example, you want to make payment in USD currency from this bank account. So though it is a INR account, you can ask bank to make the payment in USD. Okay, that is possible. They will deduct amount from your bank account. So in order to do that, if you don't maintain it as a blank, system will not accept it. In that case, what you have to do? You have to maintain another combination Axis, Y, currency USD, and then bank account, and this bank account GL account you have to maintain. So I don't want to do that entries because I might deal with many countries and many currencies. So if I start doing that 1111, it will go almost 20-30 currencies. So I don't want to do that. In real time, if customer is specifically asking that, yes, boss, I wanted to have better control, you just maintain it so that I will get to know what are all the currencies that I am making in foreign currency payment. Okay. So for that reason, your customer may ask you. Okay. Save this, select it, go to available amounts. You have to tell the system that some dummy value we have amount in this bank account. If you keep it zero, system will not allow you to make the payment. So some value you have to maintain. Access, account ID, access, C, number of days you just give 999. Currency, for this you have to maintain currency. Only in the previous step alone you have to make the blank. First step and third step you have to maintain the currency. Available amount, this much available amount is there for making the outgoing payment. Validate and these two are not required, ignore. So this is what the configuration required for automatic payment program. Once you maintain this, we need to maintain the checkbook for this bank account. Checkbook. Transaction code is FCHI. House bank is Axis. Account ID is Axis C. Press enter. Click on create button. Change button. Create button. Lot number, let's say Axis Bank, right? So 1000. Check number. Let us say 000,002 9999. So this is the check lot that we have received from the bank. Axis Bank current account. Purchase date, if you wanted to give start of your fiscal year, no problem. Give that, press enter. So here there is a checkbox called non-sequential. If you select this, you can issue check number 1. Next check could be check number 10. There should not be any sequence required. If you don't maintain this, system is going to consider one by one sequentially. So let it be sequentially, save it. Fine. So up to this it is clear. In configuration FBZP, I told system that vendor must be having bank account number, then only payment can be sent to the vendor. So two things you have to do. Checkbook created, maintain bank account number and payment method in vendor master. So otherwise system doesn't know which payment method that this particular vendor related to. So you have to tell the system that this vendor is related to payment method Y. Then only when you make the payment in automatic payment program, system will pick that payment method and it look for the bank account number and then it will keep it ready for the payment. So assume that my vendor, whoever we have created vendor, that vendor is having account in SBI, So he has given details like this. Go to FI01, FI01, bank country IN. So he is having SBI account, SBI, let us say Hyderabad. Let us say not Hyderabad, SBI T Nagar, for example. So this is the bank he has given. Enter SBI Street Nagar, City Chennai, branch T Nagar branch. So same thing you can copy for shift code. As of now, save it. So my vendor has given his bank details. In that bank details, he will also supply bank key information also. If he is not supplying that information, you can call him or you can send a mail, ask him to provide these details also, because it is required to maintain bank account. So this is what my bank key for that vendor. Go to FK01, FK02, go to payment transactions 101010. This is what our vendor. Press enter. See this. I directly will go to that particular section. So what is the bank you have created for this vendor? IN. Bank is SBI T Nagar. So bank account number, let us say all lines. Press enter. So this information is required. Save it. System, whenever I am going to make the payment, since I told in the configuration, account number is mandatory. If I try to make the payment, system will look for the account number. If there is no account number, system will throw error message. Okay. And go to payment transactions under company code. Press enter. So you have something called payment method. So here you just assign Y. Press enter, save it. If you wanted to see both, select payment transactions and payment method, press enter. So under payment transaction general data, you can see bank details. If you press enter, another payment transactions under company code, you can see payment terms, payment method. After you update this payment method, then only you can post transaction and then you can make the payment. We have one more vendor. I think we have created two vendors. More vendor, this one. So update for this guy also. He is also having same bank, same account, but different bank account. Enter payment method Y. Enter, save it. So we have two vendors now. Let us, so up to now we have done configuration and master data update. What else is required? Transaction posting. Post invoices. Invoices I will post now. Slash and F dash 43. Say today's date. Not today's date. Maybe I can give 20. 20. Posting date also 20. I am posting with some old date. APP testing. 101010. Enter. 98,000. APP testing. 40. GL account, expense debit, vendor credit. So what expense we have created so far? Services is there. Let us take services. Press enter. Plus mark. Cost center, you can take any cost center, doesn't matter. Go to document, simulate. It. So we have posted one document. With reference to that document, I wanted to post another one. Post with reference 190001. Enter. Everything is same, but vendor is different. Change the vendor number. Enter. Amount also I wanted to change it. 1,22,000. So remove this number and press enter. System will take it automatically. Double click on services. Remove this amount and put star mark because we have changed the amount. Press enter. Go to document. Simulate. Post it. If you see outstanding amount, FBL 1N report, remove this vendor number and execute it. System should show both the vendors. One vendor is having 98,000, another vendor is having 122. So overall, how much? Overall, how much is the value? Total outstanding 2,20,000 is outstanding amount. Okay, so now I want to make a payment for these two vendors by running automatic payment program. Let us go to F150 where we do the automatic payment program. Say today's date 27/03/2020. Identification number, put all zeros 1. If first run in this date, on this date, it is a first run. If I have to do second run, then I will use all zeros 2. Press enter. Go to parameters. Documents posted up to, give this date. Dunning, sorry. I have given F150. It's supposed to be F110. Okay, sorry. F110. I don't know what I have given here. Okay, F110. press, what is the date? 27, 27/03/2020, 0001, press enter, parameters, give 1710, payment method is Y. Next payment I am going to make it on 31/03/2020. Vendors, instead of giving, if I know only 2 vendors we have posted. If you wanted to give specifically, you can mention. Otherwise, I can give 0 to all lines. So if you give normally in real time, you just ask. I mean, normally we don't run it. Whenever you are doing some testing, you can go with this way. Or if you wanted to test for particular vendor, you can just give only vendor. Or if you wanted to do it for at least 10 vendors, select this multiple selection and you give the list. If you give the range, it will take all the numbers together. Okay. Go to pre-selection. There is nothing to give here. Go to additional log. Select due date check. Payment method if not successful. List of payment methods. If I select all, you will get an error. Select one of the 2 fields. Any of these 2, one you have to select. So I will select if not successful. Vendors, just give 0 to 999. This is for the log purpose. Log in the sense, I am running this automatic payment program. Assume that there are some vendors not considered for payment. So immediately you can see in the log, it will give you the reason why it is not considered those vendors for the payment run. So this is immediate help that you can get within the automatic payment program itself. Go to printout medium data. So this is the program against which we have given in configuration RFFO_C just to print the check. Okay. So give some name here. I'll give some name. Let us say Ganesh. Keep cursor. Click on maintain variants. Click on select for all sections. For all section screens, select it. Enter. Paying company code 1710. Payment method is Y. House bank is Axis. Account ID is Axis C. Check lot number what we have given. Just press F4 and select it. Select print payment advice notes. Summary I don't want to print. Print check and print payment advices. Printer name LP01. So for first time you are seeing all these, so you just make a note. LP01. Print immediately. Print immediately. Select on payment document validation. Number of sample printouts, keep it to 0. So this is the variant. Variant in the sense, in order to run this program RFFO_C, there should be a variant with these details. Then only system knows that yes, I have to create check from this program, from this bank account, from this account ID, from this check lot number. So we are giving all those details inside the variant. What is variant? A variant is nothing but it contains certain information. So using that variant, you can repeat the transaction as number of times. Okay. So every time whenever I run this program, if I use this variant, I can able to print the checks from Axis Bank. Select these attributes. Use some name. Axis Bank check printing. Save it. Again save it. Go back. Again save it. Go to status. Parameters have been created now. After you create parameters, click on schedule proposal. Click on schedule proposal. Click on schedule proposal. Click on start immediately. Start immediately. Click on continue button. Schedule button. Press enter, enter, enter. So proposal has been created. If you wanted to see the proposal log or proposal display, click on this. So there are two vendors, vendor 101010, another vendor 101011. Okay, one is 98,000, another one is 122,000. So here you can see payment document number. So this is a lot. Okay, so just for your information, just check this one from where it is considering. So two vendors has been considered and two vendor invoices. I mean, one vendor invoice in 101010, another invoice in 101011. So two invoices has been considered for payment. Go back. You have to see that in green color, then only you can able to make the payment. If it is not in green color, you will not able to make the payment. In that case, double click on that and you can see what is the reason for that. Okay, here you can see the reason. Okay, you will get the reason here. Notice there, right? You will get the reason here. Go back, go back. Until this time, the invoices are not clear. Until this time, the invoices still will be open. FBL1N, remove it, execute it. So this invoice is there, this invoice is there. If I run payment now, payment run, immediately this will clear. Click on payment run, start immediately, continue. This payment run has been carried out. Payment orders to generated to. So two vendors, two checks. If you wanted to see payment run log, click on this. So you can see information related to payment run log. This is for vendor 1010. So debit, vendor debit 10101098,000, bank account, outgoing bank account, 112,98,000. So for this vendor 101011, debit is vendor, credit is bank outgoing account, amount is this. Okay, you can see the entry also here. But to print out the check and payment advice, to print the print and check payment advice, click on print out, start immediately. Instead of question mark, you can give some XYZ or anything. Okay, press enter. So this has been scheduled. This print job has been scheduled. Now you can see /o SP02. Note down somewhere /o SP02. You can see today's date. One is check and another one is payment advice. Click on this. This is for Parveen Travels. What is the amount? 1,22,000. This is the payment document number. And you can see check information. This is our bank account number. This is our check number. We are issuing check Axis Bank Ambattur branch. Maruti Chennai. This is our signature. I mean, our guys we are going to signature on this, and we are issuing to this company. So in this you can see 1 out of 3. So this is first page. Go to another page. Page down. In this you can see this is for TNPCDCL. This is the vendor number. This is the document number. Amount is 98,000. We are issuing check from this account number. Check number is this 98,000. This is check. Go to payment advice. Payment advice for Parveen Travels. So we are telling that this invoice 90002 invoice we are clearing. See, we have cleared the list of items listed below with document number 5002. So this is our payment document and this is the invoice document and this is the amount. So we are telling that vendor so and so invoices we are making the payment in this one. So this is your check number, this is your payment address. So this is also one of 3. Page down, it is for TNPDCL 98,000. Invoice document number is 15000001. Clear? So this is how we run the automatic payment program. Whether it is a 2 vendors or 10 vendors or 1000 vendors, doesn't matter. You can make the payment as many vendors as you want through this payment program. Any questions so far? Any questions?
No.
Okay, so with this, I'll stop it here for today. Let's meet tomorrow. We'll continue with the remaining part in accounts payable. So tomorrow we'll complete accounts payable. Okay, try to do the practice.
Yeah.
See you then tomorrow. Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.